Welcome back to the Girl Scout Brownies. Today we will be doing the Brownie Making Friends badge. This week is dedicated to kindness counts. So we will be learning how to be a great friend. You'll be learning how to savor the friendships that you already have and what it takes to be a kind person out in our community. So I will be showing you a few different activities. We will be making some friendship bracelets. They are a little bit more advanced, but I think that you could be up for the challenge, and I'm going to take you step by step in doing so. We'll do a friend's poem that you can share with one of your friends, and we'll also discuss how we could make friends with people we don't really know. What's really cool about being a Girl Scout is we have friends out there that we don't even know about. Brownies. There's brownies all over the world, and they could be your friend too. So we're gonna get started, and the first activity I will show you is making some friendship bracelets. Let's go. So, like we said before, one important way to keep your friendship strong is to help each other feel better when something goes wrong. So, right now, we're all going through a really tough time. It's taking forever for us to get back to normalcy in our lives, and what could really cheer up a friend that you already have is making a friendship bracelet. So I'm going to show you a few different ways to make it. One simple way, one more challenging, because we all learn at a different level. So I'm going to show you how to make, this would be making a figure 4 bracelet. This one was made from yarn, but I'm going to show you how to make it from different threads. Lucky for me, I have boxes full of different types of thread. It's okay if you don't. You can find any string, yarn. You could even use ribbon, lanyard. Whatever you have available for you at home is what you'll be using. So don't worry if you don't have the threads like I do. So the first step, so I'm going to actually trim this off so that you could see what I'm doing. All right, so I decided to make extra long string just so I could, if I messed up a little bit, that would be okay. So I'm gonna just trim off my knot so I could show you what my first steps were, because I already tied that up. All right, so you see I have 3 different colors. I have pink, yellow, and purple. Perfect. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to wrap my string around my finger, if you could see, and we're going to go up between my fingers like so that I can pull this through, and I'm going to create a knot, okay, because that's what's going to hold all 3 of my strings together. We could trim this at the end. So if you'd like, you can use Scotch tape and you can tape it to your paper. I'm going to actually use a clipboard. Makes it a little bit easier for me to hold it nice and taut. So we're gonna move this over, excuse me, sorry. Okay, perfect. All right, so for this one, it's kind of like doing a, if you've ever seen Frozen before, like Elsa has braids in her hair. So we're going to be making a braid. So you want to separate your 3 strings like so. And you're going to stay with the same pattern. So you'll go over one string, under the other string. Okay? And move your string all the way to the right and let it sit. Then you're going to repeat the process. Over, right? And under. And my kitten is getting in here. She loves to play with thread. So just give me a second so I can move over to another spot. Okay, so we're gonna continue. So now I'm up to my purple. So I'm gonna do this again. Over the yellow and under. And once you get the hang of this, you'll start to see a pattern. So I'm gonna actually speed this up a little bit so that you can just see me doing the steps, so then you can see what the product will look like after. Okay, so you can see the pattern that it makes for your friendship bracelet, and I also wanted to show you, I saved at the end some string. So I have my string here, and we're going to add some beads to it. So what I'm going to show you is, on one side, I'm going to pick the right side. So on this side, I will be sticking one end of the string to the right, and then take my string from the right and put it through the left side. You'll know that you're doing the correct way when you'll see the string will cause, if we could see this, let's zoom in a little bit, okay. You can see an X right there. So all you'll have to do is pull these two strings all the way up. You can actually pull the string out a little bit. You'll pull the string up, okay? And then you can just continue with your braiding. All right, and then again, you could do it a second time if you'd like. If you want to just stick to one bead, you can do whatever you'd like. Another way you could add some beads to a simple bracelet is you could string your bead with threads. It can get a little bit hard just because thread can easily get frazzled. Okay. All right, and so what I would do is I would actually make more knots so that your bead doesn't move. So I would knot that in there, and you could actually make an entire row. Sorry, I didn't realize you probably can't see. Okay, so I would make, right here I made a knot, so now your beads can be knotted throughout your entire bracelet. Okay, so the next one's a little more challenging. Don't be alarmed if it's a little too difficult. It takes practice. I did want to show it to you because it does show you a cool design. This is what it would look like at the end. You see how all my different colors are divided? So we'll get started on that. So for this next one is, I call it the figure 4 bracelet because you're going to be creating the shape of a 4. And you won't be doing a 4 like this shape of a 4. You'll be doing the 4 where it's shaped like this. Okay, so I cut out pretty long string, so I want to fold it in half. I only chose 2 colors, so this will make it 4 different pieces of string. Okay, and I'm going to create a knot so that the string doesn't go all over the place. Okay, and what's nice is you have a little loop at the end, so that way when you finally finish your bracelet, you can actually put it right through the loop, tie it again, and it'll fit your wrist nicely. So I'm going to the end because I want to make all the strings around the same length. And now, I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see a little better. Okay, so I'm going to have my string like so. All right, so this is what we will be doing. You're going to separate your strings into 4. Now, I don't want to tell you that you could only use 4 strings. You could use 2 strings, you could use 3 strings, you could use 10 strings. It depends on how comfortable you are doing this method. So what you'll be doing is you're always going to make the 4 shape twice until you get to the next part. And then you're just going to repeat the process. So I'm going to take my outside red string, okay, and now I'm going to create a 4 shape. So I'm going to first show you the shape. It's going to be created like this. So you see the 4, and then you will go underneath my string and you'll pull it upwards nice and taut to create a loop. Right? So like I said, we'll do it twice. So 1, and now I'm doing it twice. Okay? So now it's on the second string. Now I can go over this yellow string 2 times. Because what you'll see happening is once you create 2, it'll naturally go over to the next string. Okay, so 1 and 2. And make sure that you are pulling nice and snug at the top part so that you get the design the way that you want. All right, so I'm going to do this one more time and then we're going to speed it up so that you can see the end result. So my outside string is going to be going once and twice. Second string, once and twice. And third string, 1 and twice. Okay, so let's speed it up. So as you can see, pretty cool design. So you continue this all the way through. You can see I messed up on a couple of them, but that's okay. Like I said, it takes a little practice to get used to making these knots, but it's a really fun skill to learn how to do. We have discussed already the importance of showing somebody you care. We made some friendship bracelets, and now is to really culture friendships that you have already. And you can also make this for somebody else. But we're gonna focus on doing it for our friends, for the sake of making friends. I'm going to be dedicating this one to my best friend Maria, and the way that I will be creating this is with markers and a piece of paper. Now I will be writing her name vertically down, so Maria. And then I'll turn it around so you can see it. Okay, so I want to write M. Mine's gonna be a little more simple, but once you start writing your friend's name on here, then you can alter it a little bit if you wanted to do I might actually add a little bit of a design to it. She loves sunflowers, so I might draw her a nice sunflower. Okay, so M-A-R-I-A. Okay, so I wrote M-A-R-I-A. Sorry if it's backwards because I'm doing this through a selfie version. Okay, so now I'm going to write a poem or even things that describe her that make me appreciate our friendship. Okay, so I'm gonna get started and then I'm going to continue it and I'll show you my end result. So for instance, for the letter M, she makes me laugh. Okay, so I'm gonna write M. I have my M down there. Makes me laugh. A, always cheers me up when I'm sad. Okay, so you'll be taking your letters and creating your own poem to share with a friend. So this was my completed name art. I added a little sunflower on there for her. So she makes me laugh, always cheers me up when I'm sad, remembers my birthday, incredible cookie maker, and amazing at her essential job. She works at a pain management center at Stony Brook, so I really appreciate her even more because I'm sure it's pretty difficult to be working in the medical field during this time. And when you're a good friend, you're helping make the world a better place. Now, I wouldn't be honest if I was telling you that friendship is always happy and dandy. There's going to be times where you might disagree with a friend. So usually when we have our in-person programs, we would be doing an activity in group work. And unfortunately, because we're doing this virtually, I can only discuss it with you. And it's something that you could practice with maybe your troop via Zoom or FaceTime if you're still staying in contact with them visually. This would be a great activity. So you might want to practice with friends. A big part of being a friend is being a good listener. So it might be difficult because we all have our own thoughts, but it would be smart for us to have create a scenario or discuss, hey, what's one of your favorite activities? Let your friend talk about it for 3 minutes without any interruptions. When you fully listen to somebody's ideas and their thoughts, it really affects how they feel. They're accepting and they're feeling good about themselves because you're accepting their opinions. I know that when people interrupt me, it puts me in a very weird place. I feel sad because I feel like I can't share how I'm feeling about something. And when you keep your feelings inside like that, it really puts you down. So that's a really great idea to practice. Another way to practice your friendship skills and finding a better way to communicate when you're disagreeing is by sharing an activity that you love to do. So, for instance, I love to bake. I love baking cakes and cookies. I love making candy, and it's fun for me. I love to decorate cupcakes, especially. So someone else might not be interested in that. But what you could do is have them pick something that they like as well. We'll do a half an hour of baking and we'll do a half an hour of sewing or knitting or whatever, reading a book together, playing a video game if that's what you're into. So being able to cooperate and compromise on your ideas is a healthy friendship, and it's very smart. So I also wanted to talk about how you could be a good friend or make a new friend with somebody that you don't know. For instance, can you think of anybody right now that might need a little attention and friendship right now? Because I could think of a lot, but let me give you a couple minutes to think about that and discuss it. Think of somebody that might really be in need of a nice card or a phone call, a little gift. Okay, there are children right now that are in the hospital that can't see a lot of their friends and their families because of what's going on in the world with the pandemic and COVID-19. There are men and women in nursing homes and they can't see their families because they're at a higher risk of getting the virus, and they have to see their family members through a window, and that's a very sad thing and scary thing to have to go through. So part of getting this badge, I think it would be really important for you to create a thinking of you card, even a nice sign with a pretty picture on it. You know, the Brownie troop of such and such from the Girl Scouts of Suffolk County, we're thinking of you. We're hoping that you're staying safe and healthy, and just write nice little things. Even find some quotes that you could even put on a poster board, and you can have somebody drop it off for you at the front door. They accept donations, they accept pictures like this. You won't be going into the facility, but you're still getting your message across. And I just want to send you off with a Girl Scout song. Make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver and the other's gold. A circle is round, it has no end. That's how long I want to be your friend. All right, girls. Well, thank you for joining me today in our Brownie Making Friends badge. I just want to remind us that kindness counts, especially now. It's a great time for you to make new friends and to really hold on to the friends that you hold dear to your heart. Always showing people that you're thinking of them, and it's a part of making the world a better place. And I think that all of us need a friend right now through these tough times. So I hope you have a good rest of your week, and we'll see you next week for our other programs. Bye.